What's up, Red Devils, and welcome to the preview for the Southampton game. So, as most of us are probably still pretty enthusiastic so far to start off the season, we have two solid wins, and we have what's probably going to be one of the most exciting days Old Trafford has seen in some time. This Friday, we are going to get to not only have our home opener for the season, but we will also more than likely see the debut of the Wonder Child who has returned. The prodigal son, you might say. So I am fully expecting, even before Jose went out and said that he was going to play, that Paul Pogba will play at least 60 minutes. Um, I think this is going to be a game in which United really kind of can show the class difference that we have now. I think it's an opportunity to go out and honestly just manhandle a fairly weak Southampton team. Now, Southampton aren't without their threats. They do have the likes of Tadic and Shane Long, of course. They also have the new pacey striker that they're going to be using in Nathan Redmond. He came over on the cheap from Norwich to replace Sadio Mane. They're going to probably be pretty stingy at the back as always, but their back line isn't exactly the most top class, so we could expect to be able to bang some goals past them. I honestly expect this to be a fairly easy game, possibly even an easier game than what we had last week with Bournemouth. So let's jump into the lineups. There's really not too much analysis to do so far, as it's only the second game of the season. For our lineups, I expect to see the same back line. I don't think that there's really any need to bring Smalling in. They don't really have a significant amount of an aerial presence, and I think Eric is more than enough to deal with Redmond's pace, and Glenn can probably be able to mark Long out of the game solely off the fact that he is such a smart player. In the middle, I fully expect to see the prodigal son get his start, and more than likely going to be next to the microphone. Mourinho seems to really enjoy Fellini's physical mentality, and I think this is actually a fairly good game for him because he will truly be able to bully the likes of Tadic and Romeu or whoever else they choose to start in the midfield. And then the front three, well, the three behind the god on himself, will more than likely probably see Mickey start. I know Mata played last week, but I think this is a game where Mickey can really get after that back line, and I think Mourinho is going to try to make this as big of a day as possible at Old Trafford. He really emphasized earlier in the week about how he wanted this to be a loud and really just intimidating place to be, and what better way to do that than to give home debuts to Bay, Pogba, Mickey, and Ibra. So I think it's going to be an intense game. So behind Ibra, we'll expect the Mickey, Marshall, and Rooney. Hopefully Rooney's not as shit as he was last week because watching balls bounce off of him like a rubber ball off of a brick wall was really quite infuriating. Hopefully Martial will be able to kind of move on from all the stuff he's dealing with in his personal life. You can tell something's kind of affecting his game because he just really hasn't been there at all. Even in the preseason, he looked pretty off of it. So hopefully he can get that resolved and get back to the Wonder Child we saw last year. As I said, this should be pretty much a walk. I'd say 3-0, 4-0 even, maybe. It should be a battering. I think it'll be kind of like last week. Start off fairly slow, and then around the 30-minute mark, we'll start kind of really testing on goal, and then once we get that goal, the floodgates are just going to pour open. And hopefully we can see a goal from Pogba, or at least a beautiful assist, and kind of get all the oohs and ahs out of the way with his flicks and dribbles and all whatnot, so we can kind of move beyond the wow, he's here factor and just kind of get into our season. So yeah, that's really all I have to say for this week. I think it's going to be a celebration at the end of the day, and hopefully everyone gets to go have a wonderful evening out at the pubs. That's all. And Patty says bye too.